Hello, welcome to lesson S1, types of structures. First question is, well, what is a structure? Well, really these are just objects with a definite shape and size. And now if they have a definite shape and size, that means they are a solid. But there's another thing here, and that is also a definite purpose. So definite shape, size, and purpose. So it's a solid object with a definite purpose. Now, to perform its function, every part of the structure must resist force. Right? There will be forces acting on it, pushes or pulls. So remember, a force is just a push or pull acting on an object. And so if it's going to resist forces, it's got to resist that push or pull. Right? Now, these forces that are things that could change its shape or size by compressing it. Now, when those forces that we've got acting on this are really called loads. And specifically, we are looking at weights that are carried. Or supported by the structure. Okay. Now, two ways that we classify structures. The first way is into natural and manufactured. Natural and manufactured. Now, what are natural objects? Good question. Natural structures are just structures with a definite purpose, not made by people. Right? So structures, right? Or probably better to use the word objects with a definite purpose, not made by people. So if it is not made by people, we call it natural. And so an example of this might be something like a bird feather. A bird's feather has a definitive purpose and is not made by people. Where manufactured structures are really just objects with a definite purpose made by people. Right? Made by people. Okay, and so an example of this might be something like a bridge. Okay, and so this is ways that we classify structures based on who made them, right? So who made is this one, right? Now we can also classify structures by the way that they are built, right? The way it's put together. And so these would be the how made organization, right? And so it really comes down to different parts of its design. Okay, we got three major structures here. First one is a mass structure. Okay, and so a mass structure is really just a piling of materials. Okay, or forming of similar materials into a particular shape. Piling of materials. Now, we could also say forming materials into a particular shape. Okay. Now, these are not always necessarily solids. Solid, and when I say solid, I mean solid throughout. Right? They could have hollow bits in here. So an example might be something, let's say, let's say like a retaining wall. A retaining wall would be one example. Another example might be something, let's say, like a beaver dam. These things do not need to be solid throughout. They can have hollow bits inside and still be considered a mass structure. Right? Now, because of their large size and weight, mass structures must be carefully constructed. Okay. Now, if we take a look at figure 4.5, 4.5 has kind of a dam. You've got a whole bunch of rocks on one side, river here. The large stones is really there to prevent erosion. This is just a dam. You've got water here, and you can look at it in your textbook. You've got water here, a whole bunch of stones on the side with the water. Now the packed earth, right, all of this stuff, is really there to provide the strength of the structure. Okay. So two other ways in which we can organize structures on how they are made. Okay, the first one is a frame structure, which uses a skeleton of strong material that's covered. Okay, and so an example of this could include something, let's say, like a tent. Another example here would be a shell structure, which is a thin, uniform layer to provide strength. And so an example of this might be, let's say, like a glass. Glass would be something that would be a shell structure. So let's just take a look at a few examples. First of all, we got the bowl. The bowl is a shell structure. Right? Now, the purpose of this structure is to hold food. Right? Is it natural and manufactured? Well, this is manufactured. Okay, the next one here, the tent. Now, a lot of people are tempted to actually call this a shell structure, but it is a frame structure. Right? Right? It's there to provide shelter. That's its purpose. And again, is a manufactured type of structure. The beaver lodge. This is a mass structure. Again, it's also to provide shelter, but it's shelter of the beaver. Okay, And this is a natural type of structure. Okay, for homework, we've got page 281, numbers 1 to 2. Hope it helps, and have a great day. Bye.